things did not go as planned, and everything had to be placed in the room. So this room is now the Power Ranger Sanctuary in Dallas, Texas. If you told me 2 years ago that I would have this much original Power Ranger costumes just chilling, pouring out of boxes. I mean, there is no sleep tonight. The bed is covered with costumes that can be sorted and to be wrapped. I mean, it's everywhere. It's nuts. Look at all this. Look at Z Delgado's got quite a large rump. I don't know how that ended up exactly like that, but all the weapons. We got Jungle Fury, Samurai. I had no idea just how big these were. More costumes. We have helmets. We have Mystic Force. Look at the size of this thing. It's the stunt version, but it's just so impressive. And there's just so much.
In this episode, follow me as I pick up the original Power Rangers TV show costumes. A number of these will be for sale, and you can message me on Instagram or by email. I flew down to Heritage in Dallas, Texas, and had a day planned out to sort, pack, and ship it all quickly. This plan failed miserably, of course, but I did give myself a spare day, which saved my butt. Knowing this was going to be a long day, I stopped by Whataburger, which I have not seen for years. With greasy fingers, I finally stopped by the Heritage across the street. All my purchases have been laid out in front of me to check before I picked them up, and this took a lot longer than I realized. But here is my recordings of me going through and checking all the costumes and props that I had picked up, including at the very end, the final rack of unknown costumes. When I first walked in the room, this is exactly how Heritage had laid out all the purchases that I had made. And it is quite jaw-dropping to see how much physical stuff you had purchased by just clicking bid, bid, bid. You win, you lose. But to see everything just in a big pile finally, you're like, oh, that is definitely more than I was thinking. So these are the Wild Force costumes. This is one lot that I purchased that included some boots and original costumes. I'm just going through, making a number of how many I bought versus what was sold to me, just to make sure everything is there, but also going through and just to examine each costume and touch them. And just, I'm taking longer than I should have, to be honest with you, but it was quite nice to just double check everything, count them out, and just examine everything in person for the first time. It's a wonderful feeling. So this box was all pretty much screen used costumes. I think there was 3 of each character from Wild Force, which is, again, staggering, absolutely staggering. The ability to have these in collectors' hands now, where we have the Bison, and I'm checking the foot straps and the hand straps to see if they have the stuntman markings, which a number of these definitely do, showing that they were used in the show. Number of boots, which show a lot of wear. The skirts for the female Rangers, they're a little more difficult. You would get a number of these outfits, but the skirts were about half the time there, or half the time you just didn't get them. So they're kind of a limiter when it comes to collecting these costumes. This is a very, very large box, and I was a little surprised to find the Power Rangers Samurai weapons inside. They're wonderful, and they're huge. Like, you know how big they are, but when you see them in person, wow. This box is all original SPD Power Rangers. Just double checking the lot number and looking at the original box that Heritage themselves stored this lot in, but it actually is one of the original boxes that was shipped from New Zealand to wherever in the U.S. to store these costumes. So it's kind of cool to look at the numbers on the side and see if there's any information. We got Sid, Pink Ranger here, just going through. I've never owned, all I have in my collection at this point is just a Yellow Ranger costume, and now I'm going through duplicates of all 5 Rangers. So this is pretty exciting for me. A lot of Sky costumes there. We're also checking on the comparisons of SWAT versus the basic uniforms. There are some differences. You can see that the patches are there, but the Velcro is remaining on the chest where the emblem is missing, and that was removable. Lots of Z costumes, which is wonderful. We have Sugihara, so that is the stunt actress that played the Yellow Ranger. Again, wonderful patches are still there. It would be great, but in general, I didn't find any costumes that were from the main cast, like the hero cast that wore them. There were a couple odds and ends that definitely were, but for SPD, I did not get anyone. Here's Jack. Nice, clean Red Ranger. Very, very nice. So this box here is going to be all Time Force. And so I have skirts here, which is excellent. Checking the names because the skirts will have names that should match up to the outfit as well, though a lot of the times they did interchange these. You'll see a stunt actor was using it for a while, then it was crossed off and another person was using it, or they may have downgraded the costume from hero to pyro or stunt. It's really fascinating as you go through this many costumes. You start learning more about the process for the various seasons. Again, just surprising how much Time Force. This, I believe, was 4 of each costume from the main team. And I was very happy to find most of these were in really clean shape. There's a pyro right there. So the pyro ones could be damaged on the front or the back, and that would be the pyrotechnics that went off in those huge explosions. You feel those impacts, you feel that heat, and parts of that actually gets to the fabric and makes little burn holes sometimes. So sometimes the pyros will be really clean, sometimes the pyros will have little burn holes on the front or back, which is, you want to display a costume that's really clean shape, but also when you see those burn marks, which are not that big, but they do represent that costume was in the show and screen used. So this box has the original content label for what it was originally used for, what it was in New Zealand, and then it was repurposed for Ninja Steel. So these are all Ninja Steel. Ooh, such foul language. So we have a lot of boots here with the little boot covers that went around the boots. I think those are the female boots versus the male boots are larger. We have the perfect for Texas, the Gold Ranger outfit. I did not get like the type of fleece that goes around his neck, which is kind of sags. I have the helmet, and now I have the gauntlets, the boots, the costume, but I'm missing that key part. And I could see them making less of that costume piece than costumes. So that would be a limiter like the helmets. That's just me guessing. This box contains 6 costumes from Ninja Steel, and they're in amazing shape, especially being as a later series from Power Rangers. I'm still amazed that the later series stuff are so clean, and the older pieces have a lot more wear and tear. But it includes the boots, it includes the arm cuffs, the gloves, and of course the belts, and then there's the undershirts, which only a few series like Dino Charge has that undershirt that goes over the basic outfit. A number of the belts look to be possibly from Japan. You can tell with a lot of the older series which pieces were from Japan and brought in versus stuff that was made for the show in North America. A little more difficult the later series. These belts are amazing, that the fact that they actually have the stars still fully attached. And here's the cowboy. Hell yeah. Very nice. And it's just, in general, they're such clean shape. It's just surprising. Oh my god. We got Blue. Peter. They're so tiny. I love when you meet actual celebrities, you just find out how tiny they are. Yeah. So these are mostly Cockpit. Ooh, that's interesting. So most of the women ones, like you know they're women, they're not going to be tall, but you still pick some of these up and you're like, Jesus. Yeah. They're so tiny. Did they feed you at all when you were growing up? Ooh, there's the money maker. Little ice cream cones. Don't forget the skirt. Did I get a skirt for her? Yes. Kazu? That's insane. And so the series came out in Japan first and they brought it to the US. So the toys were so good, they just used the toys.
Yeah.
Which is, for a prop collector, that's not what you want to hear. You want like foam injected, casted. Monster Crate. And in this box is more original SPD costumes, which again, are just one of the best series for Power Rangers in my opinion. Pretty much the same as the previous box, number of all 5 characters, not many SWAT costumes. These are all the original first basic outfits that Squad B wore during their happy adventures. I did get, though, one Omega Ranger costume and belt. So this is actually just the belt buckle. I didn't get the belt, actually. And it's nice, wonderful, solid resin piece. I was trying to see if it would open it. It was so well done, I actually thought it would open. But I was happy to get that. And here is the costume, which thankfully was not touring. It is an actual production-made costume that was on screen. So that was pretty neat to have now finally 6 of the SPD Rangers. I never got a Doggy Kruger or anyone else. That is definitely as stunty can be. Whoa. With the Chucks, hell yeah. Should have bought more weapons. Shark swords. That's good. Very nice. 2 white gloves. That's nice. And these are all foam. They're not toys, which is great. And you can see that was cast from the toy.
Yeah.
But I'd rather have the foam one because, you know. So this box is a continuation of the Jungle Fury, other weapons and so forth. It has a lot of secondary characters like the Wolf Ranger. This costume is so cool. The tone, the design, everything just pops. The helmet was so badass. Unfortunately, I didn't get any helmets for the Wolf Ranger, the Shark Ranger, or any of those other characters in the secondary tier. The Shark Ranger outfit is just so much lighter in color, good contrast to the Wolf Ranger and the rest of the Rangers themselves from Jungle Fury. There's like night and day how they look to each other. We got another Yellow Ranger. The pants are also there. Excellent design. I keep forgetting how strange they look because they don't have belts. Another Blue Ranger costume, and this is one of the oddities because the Blue Ranger from Jungle Fury was used in the Disney parks very often. Most of the Jungle Fury costumes for Blue are from Disney. They're not screen used like this one. We did get the Rhino Ranger. This is screen used. Very clean piece. In general, the secondary characters of the Rhino, the Elephant, etc., are much more difficult to get than the first tier characters. We got a Blue Ranger helmet. Very nice. And we have a Yellow Ranger helmet. There are the clasps on the side, which means that these are stunt helmets. Very cool. Very cool. So that completes to me like 2 of the costumes. That makes me happy. We have a Red Ranger costume. Then we have a ton of booties. I like to call them booties because they just look smaller than all the other boots we've been pulling out for Wild Force or SPD, etc. They're interesting. They're a combination of like shoe wear and movie magic to kind of make them look really cool, from a distance. But the movie magic is that like when you hold them, they're really nice and cool, but they're also like I can see how they made this. But still very happy. I did not get the shark boots, but I got everybody else's.
Oh my God. And that's again why you should read the measurements.
So here we have the main sword for the Samurai Rangers. This is a stunt version. It is all foam. Very classy, and it includes the black disc. A few bits are missing. Then we have the shark sword. Oh my God, this thing is so cool and colorful. And again, it's like just a miniature version of the big Zord. Total keeper on this one. Absolutely. And then we have two Bull Zords. Check that out. Oh, that is so heavy and so bulky.
Do you want to go to rob a bank with me with this?
No.
Okay. I'm not sure if you'll get, everyone will be like, oh my God, that's awesome. We'll give you money just because of how awesome you guys look in those costumes.
And then we have the Light Zord. It's like a giant 7-Eleven coffee cup, mega gulp. The head I thought might be underneath on the backside for the Megazord, but no, it just rotates around. It was taped down. It's all foam. It's still really, really cool and bulky. And let's see what else we got here. We have the Black Box. And it's, again, all foam, stunt, but really well made. It opens up. Look at that. Yeah. Very nice piece to have. I only got one of those with this lot. Then we have the other Bazooka. And this one is a little bit different. The design of the head is larger. The paint is a little bit different. I think one might be from Japan, or they changed it up when it became the staff. I don't know. It's just more things to research later, but they're so cool. Just big, bulky, cool weapons like this. So let's see. We have the Light Zord weapons. We should have both in there. That is way more sturdier than it should be for a stunt weapon. We have more samurai swords. Here's a really, really weird stunt one. So they didn't even mold or cast the other side, so it'd be really flat to that one side there. We have a Barracuda. Look at that. Fully unsheathed. Very nice. And then we have a little one. And again, all stunt, all foam for the action sequences. And here we are to Lost Galaxy. So this is an entire base team set of the 5, and I'm having trouble trying to figure out what the zipper is. Really? On the bottom? It doesn't go down, it goes from the bottom up. That's insane. So a little authenticity certificate, whoopee. And let's check it out. We got lots of boots, gloves, and cuffs. And let's go through the main suits themselves. All are in really nice shape. This one has been screen used. We have the blue. We have red. Look at that. It's just so nice. They're in really nice shape too. We have pink. It's very bright, very shiny. Might be a touring. Could be from Japan. We'll look into that further. We have our yellow. And we have green. And of course, the skirt is here. That's really good. As we've already noticed, about half of the girl costumes are missing the skirt. It seems to be much more difficult to get. We have a good pile of boots and cuffs and belts. So the boots are all pretty well worn. It depends on when they were used. They could have been used in the original beginning of the series or to the later. Like this belt is in very nice shape. So this one could have just been used at the final episodes being shot, while this belt is well loved, well worn. So it's just, run the gamut of what you're going to get. Lots of boots. We have the cuffs for the arms. They're in various sizes. A lot of wear and tear, which is, pretty good because that means it's used. We are off to a new assortment. It is the helmets for Lost Galaxy. So we have a pair of boots here. They are in very clean shape. These could be considered to be hero because they were kept to be in the best condition. Then we actually have the helmets. So this is the Red Ranger. And a lot of the helmets that I ended up getting are in really, really nice shape. And I was really happy about that. Sure, they're going to have some wear here and there, but we also have the green. Pretty good. I mean, considering what they've been through, but also the production staff knew to take care of these things after every shoot, because this is like the iconic aspect of each character. We have blue, very nice. The gorilla, one of the more stranger Zords in my opinion, for just how it looks. And we have pink. So overall, any helmets I get, I'm excited for. You just don't get them. They're the biggest limiter compared to the rest of the costume part. And yellow. So this one does show a little bit more scuffing here and there, but overall, again, I'm just happy to have anything like this. It is just something I never imagined. We are off to Dino Charge. Excellent costumes. Now these are, again, the base team set of 5, I believe. These have the little emblems on the front. These are Velcroed on, and a lot of the sets were missing these pieces. And these are costing, I guess, a lot for production, and that's why they're missing them. I have no idea. So we have red, we have the pink. Checking each one, we have an undershirt, we have a tag as well for the main suit. Everything looks great. We have blue with the emblem, and we have black with the emblem. I am pleased with that. That is just all 5 characters, and in my opinion, they are the most colorful and most unique Ranger suits with their helmets on. I just love them, especially the shoulder pads and the guns. So you have a number of guns here. These are original guns that are just Bandai toys, but they were all repainted. So these are all hand painted on top of the toy, which makes them much more unique than just reusing, let's say, a morpher like they did very often with very limited touch-ups. So I really like these a lot. They're just, fun to play with, let's just put it that way. We have belts. Look at this. A lot of them are marked very nicely. Motorcycle double. These are all foam. And here we have another bag of Dino Charge. Look at this. It's all simple. And you start opening it up, and it's just bursting with Dino Charge armor and weapons. It is insane. I can't believe how much stuff is in this thing. Here is the Pauldron shoulder armor for the Gold Ranger. Hero Stunt. We have belts, and they're in very clean shape. A lot of the later series accessories and costumes are all really, really obscenely nice shape in general, which is great. We have the Pauldron armors on the shoulder. We have the gold for the Gold Ranger, of course, and everybody else is the basic, our little authenticity. What else we got? Oh, this was fantastic. So this is a main weapon, and I thought this would just be a basic stunt or something a little special. No, this is a fully operational weapon. This would technically be a hero weapon, though there is a different one that does a different function that's a little bit nicer in shape, but this one is an operational resin hand-assembled piece. And it was a surprise. You can grasp it like this. There's no electronics. The wing folds in, pull it out, boom. It's a little bonus extra when you're going through this stuff. You're like, nice. It's so nice. More belts. Love the little decals on each of the center of them. Most of these were produced for the series for North America, but a couple pieces like this one, right, it says gold, and that's a Japanese piece. So again, some of the Japanese stuff did get sent over, and you'll start seeing them and how they're manufactured differently than the production of the North American series. But we got the boots for the Aqua Ranger. We got, there's just so much. Another bag, bulging again with more Dino Charge power. We have the Purple Ranger, very clean shape. Stunt actress is named inside of the boots. Very clean samples. I've just compared that to the Lost Galaxy boots that we saw earlier that were all beat up and roughed up. It's just night and day. That's a very, very shiny boot. So we have the Purple Ranger. All of these, except for the one, do not have the emblems on the chest. That is like a limiter. When you'll find these costumes, they're mostly going to be missing that piece. So I did get at least the Aqua and the Purple, which I was originally shooting for in the first auction to get those costumes with their helmets, but at least I got these two for myself with the gloves, the gauntlets, the boots, the belts. So it still works out, just no helmets and no chest piece. So this one's got a little bit of wear, but I'm still just happy to have at least another emblem for the chest. And again, it is screen used. It is stunt. Then we have the graphite. It's so amazing to have so much of this stuff. And then, of course, more guns. Just more and more guns. And again, these are all original Bandai produced toys from Japan that were then painted and look far better to be screen used. Now, this piece is interesting. This is completely different. This looks to be an actual Japanese gun that was sent for the other production. That's why it's manufactured completely different, and actually it's not even based on the toy because the toy was not even made at that point in time. So lots of wonderful stuff. I just ran out of time. We have more Lost Galaxy costumes here. I'm just doing the little rumble through in our shiny pink, shiny yellow, but I have to go through and, again, count everything that's here, confirm what's here before I pick up everything, because if anything's missing and I sign off on it, that's on me. So we got to count each of the costumes here, find out what's cooking, and we're running out of time, which is a big, big issue that's coming up very shortly, because I thought I'd be out of this place instantly. Here we have another bag, and it's Mystic Force. I didn't get anything Mystic Force previously, so this is pretty exciting. This is a set of the main characters minus the Blue Ranger. And the Mystic Force characters, they have the additional extra cape, and then they have the chest cowl. So you have a little more extra to complete these costumes. There are the boots, there are the outfits, and here are the gloves. And it's nice to have a near complete set of characters. Now, this is the chest harness with the shoulder armor for the later powered up versions of the characters. All the gloves look to be in great shape. Very happy about this. Then we have morphers just shoved in there. This is an actual toy morpher from Bandai. It's sealed, but it still opens up just that one way. There are morphers hiding. This is a stunt morpher. It's all one solid piece. Take a look at the armor. We have the Pink Ranger, the Butterfly, Green Ranger Minotaur, and then strangely enough, I have the Blue Ranger. I got nothing else in the Blue Ranger, but I have her chest piece and the shoulder armor. So that's still pretty cool. Very happy about that stuff. It says wire inside of it. It says wire. So we have more morphers. These are all stunt. So these are cast from the toy, but they're all foam with stickers applied to each individual ranger. And here is one of the 4 mystery racks. Sold off, completely unknown to all the bidders what was inside these racks. They just had one photo and that was it. So this is the first time I'm actually going through to really see what I won, and the excitement is there because I really don't know what I got. So everything's color coordinated, which is really nice. We're going through all the Red Rangers first. Look at the burn mark on this Time Force. Anyone remember that episode that might be from? Let me know. We got Wild Force, RPM. We have another RPM red. We have Dino Thunder. It's been, really nice to get all this stuff. 3 Dino Thunder Red Rangers. Ninja Storm, and then they have the main piece you're looking at, and then they have the additional jumpsuit with the sleeves that come out. We have an Alien Ranger. And here we have Blaze from Beast Morphers, Lightspeed Rescue Red. We have the Wimples that are like underneath the helmets. And then we have Dino Thunder Yellow. I checked all the tags. I'm just hoping there's no US promo. And I'm also really hoping for Hero. The Turbo Rangers, all that pleather just rotted off. Even when I got them home, they look so much worse now. Ninja Storm Yellow, the inner shirt, and then the yellow jump. This yellow Dino Thunder doesn't have the white triangles along the side. It was part of a larger armored outfit. but it was screen used. SPD yellow, again, I'm obsessed. I'm checking to see if anything's hero for them. I'm hoping to see Monica May for this, but of course, no luck. Continuing on, we got Jungle Fury super version of yellow, and then we have a regular yellow. Very clean with the pants. Yellow Ninja Storm. Wild Forest yellow. Lightspeed Rescue yellow. I haven't had any Lightspeeds before, so this has been pretty good. Lost Galaxy yellow, and the wonderful cadet outfits from SPD. So these are clean. I have 2 of them, and they did include the pants with them and 1 dress. So that was really nice to pick up those. We have Ninja Storm green. We have the inner shirt. We now have SPD green. That has the logo on the side, so those are usually used for SWAT with Velcro on the knees. RPM, Dino Charge green, another Ninja Storm. And then this is the undershirt for the Dino green. We have Time Force green, Zeo green, very nice. Bit of wear on the chest. RPM leather jacket. And we have an inner shirt for Dino Charge. And then some blue Dino Thunder outfits. Very nice to get these. They look to be in really clean shape. Kind of excited. I had to double check. So our SPD, most likely going to be a SWAT, especially if the Velcro's down the bottom of the knees to hold the armor on. A regular SPD blue. Then we have Samurai. Another Samurai. And then we have Megaforce. That's the first Megaforce I picked up the entire time. And ooh, look at that. That was a Blue Ranger. That's probably from the 2010s. We have Jungle Fury. Again, these are blue. Most of these will be from Disney. This one, though, is a lighter color. And I'm checking, and it is screen used. So you can see the contrast of colors there from the Disney to screen used. More SPD blue. Nice and shiny. Our first Ninja Storm blue costume. Very nice piece. Screen used, but no undershirt.
What do you think? Can I go out tonight? No?
The blue's nice.
The blue is a nice color, absolutely.
So we have Dino Gold. We have Wild Force Blue. That one ended up, I believe that was the one that was actually a hero costume. We have Dino Charge Purple, and that actually is tagged with Kendall on the name, so that was a hero. And exciting as it is, we have a Ninjetti for blue. So crazy as it is, that was just stuck in there with an actual tag on it. So this was screen used. The emblem was on it, and it was removed. It's spectacular to find stuff like that just put into the rack. Moving on, we have a skirt. We have a Mystic Force pink, most likely Disney. Double checking. Yep, Disney. We have the Operation Overdrive other portion. More Mystic Force. And now we are moving on to SPD. None of the Mystic Force pinks I ever picked up were screen used, but all the SPD stuff looked perfect. Another SPD, very shiny pink there. But no information on the lapel area. Wild Force white. We have a Time Force. We have Lost Galaxy. Lightspeed Rescue. Another Turbo pink. And again, all that yellow is now long gone. With the Turbo skirt as well, which is nice to get. Oh, look at that. That is an original Mighty Morphin Power Ranger pink. This isn't from the later series or Megaforce or Once. This, yep, that's one of the stunt actors for the original series. So this is for the first 3 seasons of Power Rangers. We have a skirt that goes to the Zeo. I was hoping it went to, but it didn't because the bottom of it's silver. Another Wild Force. Another Mystic Force. Again, going to double check, but as usual, it will be from Disney. I just did not luck out with that. When you see that barcode, it's Disney. We have some jumpsuits. We found out that these pants and our pieces ended up going to Beast Morphers. We have SPD Sid with the badge, cadet uniform, very nice. Included the skirt and the pants as well, so that was a bonus. Megaforce, that's the inner portion that goes with the blue jacket from previous. Just gonna do a quick double check. Yep. So it velcros in. Look at that. A black Ninjetti outfit with the whole thing. So this is the top tunic with the actual lower portion. You can see that they took the emblem off of it, but this is it. It's original. So pretty ecstatic to find stuff that's from the original Mighty Morphin, let alone back to back like that. So that's a blue Ninjetti, a black Ninjetti, and then we had a Mighty Morphin pink. So far pretty happy. Dino Thunder black, and we have another Dino Thunder black. Dino Thunder white screen used. It says like the evil version on it, which is pretty interesting. 2 of them. Can't go wrong with those, right? So then another unknown pants. I think that ended up being also Beast Morphers. Kelzak outfits from Ninja Storm. That was Toxica outfit. I was a little confused at first, and then it took a long time for me to kick in. That was the Villainous. Mooger outfits. Batling. With the little gold on it. But they're very strange how simple those pieces were. These are the tunics for the Gold Rangers from Zeo. The triplets. These are Alien Ranger undershirts with the nice purple velvety Dino Charge. And we have more white wimples that fit around your head. And then we have a whole entire white jumpsuit. That is very difficult to find. And then we have Chroma Knight. I'm going to missay that one. And so after all that excitement, I now had to transport all of these items to my hotel room because I did not estimate correctly how much work was involved. And the plan of having everything be worked on and wrapped up and shipped at UPS failed. So I am now transporting in multiple trips to my hotel room all of these costumes and pieces. It just was so much stuff. And then, of course, now the hotel room is just a giant mess. So it worked out in the end because I had the entire time to now wrap everything in my room. And I planned an extra day. So everything should work out. Maybe.
Now, the Power Ranger Sanctuary in Dallas, Texas. If you told me 2 years ago that I would have this much original Power Ranger costumes just chilling, pouring out of boxes. I mean, there is no sleep tonight. The bed is covered with costumes that can be sorted and to be wrapped. I mean, it's everywhere. It's nuts. Look at all this. Look at Z Delgado's got quite a large rump. I don't know how that ended up exactly like that, but all the weapons. We got Jungle Fury, Samurai. I had no idea just how big these were. More costumes. We have helmets. We have Mystic Force. Look at the size of this thing. It's the stunt version, but it's just so impressive. And there's just so much. So we have our work cut out for us today. That is for sure. It's 9 p.m. and we have to have this all ready and wrapped for a UPS ground by probably like 8 a.m. It's just nuts how much original costumes are just in here. So as you guys know, we'll be sorting through it, we'll be organizing it, and we will be letting stuff go. Look at that. Oh my God. Oh.
So it is roughly 1 o'clock in the morning, and we're making it, and I had some help, and I really appreciate it. But we're still, the weapons are going to be held off to tomorrow. Maybe somebody can help me drive them there. But we still have some things to wrap. The shark sword, oh my God. The bed's clear finally. Got some glorious helmets. Check that out. So nice. We're going to Kelzaks now. We have to go through those two still. this box. I'm setting up this box. Booties in this box. So we're getting to the end. Ninja Steel, gotta clean that up. Can't wrap it like that. It's got Dino Charge shoulder pads on the floor. Hero. Not good. But yeah, it's late, and so I need these labeled too. So it's gonna be a long night, guys. And look at that beautiful fans back there. It is 6 o'clock in the morning. We got that box to wrap. Not too much is in there. This needs to be cut down and then taped. We have, it's just insane to just, I had to go to sleep, people. And I was like, I'll just, we'll deal with that soon. Temporary. We're waiting for the other person to confirm if I need to wrap this stuff or not, but we'll get it all kind of prepared. But yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. It's just the helmets, those 2 boxes, and that. So let's keep wrapping. I think I can get this done maybe in about, 2 more days. Decisions. So I think for today, for the flight back, which is at 8, and right now it's right there. You can see the clock, 6:35. The flight is at 8 p.m., not 8 a.m. So I think for today's flight, I'm going to wear this helmet, those boot cuffs. We can wear the white with the yellow, and I'm going to wear the red gauntlets because I need to morph somehow, and I'll take, obviously, the red morpher from Mystic Force, and just board the flight. Obviously with this too, like that's, I don't want anyone to mess with me. I might meet a villain. So I think that is, oh, no. And then we need one of these. We have the, there we go. We have the Green Ranger, the Bull, the Minotaur. That, can you imagine wearing this and going on the plane and being like, this is my religious attire. It's not my fault. You have to move over. I'm in the middle seat. Yeah, the blue helmet would be nice. We're going to get there. It's just, it never ends. In your mind, you think you're going to get all this stuff done. But in reality, time-wise, like that clock will be 3 hours from now. I'll be like just wrapping up the last box. So I just came back from the lobby. It's 7:30 in the morning. And I was like, hey, that scale that I need to weigh each box to pre-print the labels out for ground shipping by UPS, do you have it? And they're like, oh, no, we don't have that. We don't have any scales at this hotel. What? Oh, we don't have that listed on our amenities. Why would you expect that this hotel would have a scale? Unbelievable. So then, of course, they don't have a ruler. So I had to improvise and make my own ruler from utilizing measurements on the boxes and just, so that's helping out at least on that. But my gosh, this is why I prepared in advance for this to happen. I thought mentally I really could do this all within one day, to be honest with you. Not so much that. But I knew deep down inside, that there would be issues. And there have been numerous issues. It is 10:20 a.m. We almost got nailed. So these boxes are around 60 pounds each. So if this is 60 pounds, it's going to roughly cost you $60 to ship this thing home. But I learned that if it's 70 pounds, UPS adds an extra surcharge. And, it's not that bad. 50 pounds, $50. 60 pounds, $60. 70 pounds, $1,400. So we have 3 of these. I checked the first one out. The other one on the cart was lighter, but this third one might be heavy. It was 71 pounds for the first box. So I can break it down at UPS. We're going to be fine. But we caught it before I just put a label on it and kick it out. We're almost done. We're really close. But we do have some cool foam morphers. Look at that. I kind of want to carry these on the plane just to protect them versus shipping them.
It is 11:57. I know. They gave me a gracious hour. The last of the helmets are wrapped. Everything's in the car, all the weapons. A lot of coat hangers left over. I'm going to take the morphers on the plane. They can't stop me. They're not weapons, clearly. That shouldn't be on the floor. Duh. Gonna take the 2 suits with me, and that, and that's it. Like, I eat a pizza slice, and just for one side. Oh, there's our helmet. Man, these helmets just keep popping up everywhere. But yes, we are coming to the end of this evil saga. Don't worry, I haven't left yet, so you know I'm gonna get nailed with something else. There's gonna be one last ugly surprise in all this. Stay tuned.
With the hotel saga behind me, I ate my pizza in my car and fed little crumbs to these little blackbirds that were hiding underneath the cars in the parking lot, waiting for my friend to let me know if he had room in his U-Haul truck to take the last of the oversized packages like the helmets and the samurai weapons, etc. And he did. And from that point on, everything was wonderful. We went to UPS. We got all the boxes shipped out on time, broke up the big 70-pound box. There were no problems, no issues. I couldn't believe it until I found the crack in the windshield of my rental car that was there before I even took the possession of the car, which worked out since I already had proof of it. So there was no final issues, just a little more drama. All the boxes arrived at my house 3 days later, and everything just worked out fine. A number of costumes will be available for sale. At this point in time, though, I will be focused on selling the basic costumes and some weapons, as you've seen in the video. I will be keeping all helmets and will not be letting go of the majority of Dino Charge and Ninja Steel items. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.